Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Get Holiday Ready with Events for Nonprofits. My name is Jill, and I'm the Training and Education Manager here at Vertical Response. And with me today is Joe Fazio from GiveZooks. Joe is a 20-year veteran of the computer software industry. He has held several senior level positions in the software industry and has co-founded 2 different software companies. Joe is currently a co-founder at GiveZooks, where he is responsible for product strategy. So thanks for joining us today, Joe.
Thanks for having me.
Just a couple things before we jump into our webinar. First of all, this will be around 40 to 45 minutes. At the end, we will have time for Q&A. So whatever questions you think of, go ahead and put those in that box that you see in the GoToWebinar window, and we'll be happy to answer those questions at the end of the webinar. One of the questions we get every time we do a webinar is this being recorded? And the answer is yes, we are recording this, and we will put this up on our resources page, which I have a URL at the end of the slides, but you basically go to our Vertical Response website and click on resources, and you'll see all the recorded webinars there. So this will be up there next week if you want to go there and refresh your memories. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing today. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do with events, Vertical Response Events tool. I have some tips and some stats on why you should host an event. Hopefully, this isn't a new idea for anyone who's here on the webinar, but if you're looking for a reason or wondering how effective they are, I have some info for you. We have some examples of VR event pages that people have created so you can get an idea of some of the different things that you can do with them. I'm going to talk a little bit about social media and events and how you can leverage what you have already built up on your social media network to get more people to your events. Joe's going to do a demo for us. I'm going to talk a little bit more about prepping for your events, and then we will do Q&A. So first of all, what are events? Events are really easy to create and publish online. We basically have some templates set up. You fill in the information, you can create tickets, set up some images for your event, and publish it. And once it's live, you can share your event page through emails or through social media. We have some built-in tools that will allow you to post your event on your Facebook page. Makes it really easy to get people to know what's going on and to want to sign up to attend your event. You can also use emails to remind people about the event coming up, and it's all done through your Vertical Response account. So you're still going to get the same kind of information that you would get sending an email just through your account. So you'll see who's opening and all of that information that we would normally give you. The events tool allows you to do online ticket sales, and you can do it through your website, through your blog, on your Facebook page, wherever people can access either our tool on Facebook or the info for your page. They'll be able to make a purchase. There's an area for sponsorship, so especially for a nonprofit, if you have sponsors for the different events that you might be doing, you can easily add sponsor logos to your event page, which will be great for your sponsors. They'll be easily recognized. And also, people can see that on Facebook or anytime they're looking at your page, they'll know who your sponsors are. You can also get donations from ticket buyers. As a nonprofit, there's a couple things that you can do. You can have people donate when they make a purchase, or you can also, if somebody can't attend your event, there's an option for them to be able to donate to your nonprofit anyway, even if they can't come to the event. And that's something special for nonprofits to make it a little easier to solicit donations. Once somebody makes a purchase, they get an email that's sent that says thank you and gives them information about the event. And then you can also track what's going on with your events. There's a great dashboard that has lots of information. You can see who's signing up. You can see how many tickets have been sold. If you have different ticket types, you can see how many of them have been sold as well. So there's a lot of information that you can get about the event and the people attending the event from the dashboard. So wanting to hold an event, you can gain new customers, and as a nonprofit, You have clients, you have customers, you have a new audience that you can gain. You'll have the word that's spreading when you're talking about your event that's coming up that gives your nonprofit a lot of exposure, especially locally, and you can get more people interested in what it is that your nonprofit is doing. You can also get more volunteers, more people interested in what your organization has coming up or is going on, just by having an event, getting the name out there in the community. You can also get an interested audience. So when people come to events, it's because they're actually interested in what's going on. So it could be that they're very interested in what it is that your organization is doing, or they're interested in helping your organization, or even interested in donating or volunteering or something like that. Having people pay to come to your event can actually help get more people to come. It seems a little more like an elite or something, elite event or something that's more exclusive. So charging for an event can be something that actually gets more people interested and more likely to come to your event as well. You can also, since you're a nonprofit, have people just donate for your event as well, if that's what you want to do. Um, and then also people will be more interested in learning about what it is that you're offering as your nonprofit because they have by choice come to the event and want to learn more about what's going on. It also gives you a little more interaction with direct people. So if it's customers, if you're looking for new clients, if you're looking for new volunteers or new donors, whatever it is that you're looking for with your event, you'll be able to meet them face to face. And honestly, people really like to know the people behind the businesses that they're working with, whether it's for profit or nonprofit, knowing who is behind the emails that they get or the events that they're attending. That makes them want to interact a little bit more. It makes it more personal for them. So by meeting people in your community, meeting the people who are going to be donating in person, can really get a lot more interest for your organization. So how effective are events? And people ask this question. I asked this question when I was trying to put together some stuff for this webinar. And this was marketers who were asked, and these are stats from Tell All Marketing and Televerde. And they asked what was the best way to get new people interested in business. And events are number 2 for getting more people, and for getting quality people, events are number 2 as well. So you can also see there's email campaigns that are in there as well, which is great, and referrals, but in-person events can be really effective in getting new people interested in what's going on with your organization. This is more customer oriented, but 58% of the people who have attended an event purchased afterwards. And as a nonprofit, this is something that will be really important for you to get people to donate as well. So these are people, once they come to the event, they're usually much more interested in the business or the organization that they're working with and want to work with them more. So I have some examples here of some event pages that people have created using the VR event marketing tool. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. Like I said, it's a template, so you can fill in the information that you would like to fill in. This particular one has a variety of ticket prices, and I kind of like how they have this set up. The longer you wait to purchase your ticket, the more likely you'll have to spend one of the higher tiers there. One of the things that you can do with our tool is create the tickets, and then you can have either a limit to the number of tickets you'll sell at a certain price or at a certain level, or you can have a date where that ticket price will expire. So if you wanted to do early bird pricing for an event that you had coming up, you could do that. Or if you only wanted to sell a certain number of tickets at that lower price, then you can set that up as well. So as soon as they're gone, they'll just see this sold out that you can see up at the top of the ticket list here. You can also add information about the tickets, and the more information you're adding about what people are going to get, the more likely they are to be interested in what you're selling there. So this one has information about what the table of abundance will get you. And you can have lots of people come, and you have premium seating and all of this stuff. So it's great to be able to add a little more information for each ticket so that people know what each one of those means. They also have, just under the blue arrow there, you can see where you can make a donation to this particular organization. So if you wanted to donate here, you can do that. And as a nonprofit, that's something that will be built into your event marketing tool where people can make the donation. Let me get my mouse over there. You can see there's this Donate Now button. This is another event tool. Again, there's a variety of tickets that they have, and this one, they show how many tickets are remaining at the different price levels and what the last sale date will be for those tickets. You can also see that on the right-hand side, you can add pictures. So you can add pictures, you can add videos, and you can add a slideshow, so you can add numerous pictures, which can be really enticing to get people to want to come to your event, especially if you've done this before and you have pictures of people having a good time previously. That can really help get people interested in what's going on with your event. On the left-hand side of that, you can see the event details. You can add your own image, and they had created a flyer and just use that in the event detail section and then added some text. That's a great way to do it. That also gets some more info in there for people, and the image is great. So including a lot of images can help drive people to be interested in what's going on because it makes it look really fun. Or a video, like I said. Again, this one has some great information about the tickets. Again, there's different ticket levels. These guys put the flyer that they created on the right-hand side there in the image section. You can set this up however you want to. And this one is not a nonprofit, but there's a couple things to show. So first of all, it kind of depends on what type of event you're doing. If you want to, you have the option of sharing the event attendees. And so if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of this slide, you can see, although I had to white it out a little bit, you can see that there's a list of the people who are coming to this event. And that can really help get more people to come. And they say, oh, look, my friend is coming. I want to go too. And so people will sign up. If you don't think people are going to know each other, or you don't want them to know who's coming, that's an optional thing. You can turn that off, but that can be kind of fun for your guests. Just above that, you can see there's an arrow pointing to that picture. And as I said, you can add pictures in here, you can add videos, or you can do a slideshow, so you can add numerous pictures. And that's what we have here, which is kind of hard to see just in a screenshot. So I have a couple of examples of the same one with different pictures. And it would basically just go through these pictures, and people can see what to expect at the event. And this could be great for just about any kind of event. If you're having a holiday party, if you're doing a fundraiser for the holidays, just having some different images in there of maybe people who are going to be attending, or pictures of, if it's at a specific place that you're having the event at, you can have pictures of the ballroom where it's being held. Whatever type of event venue you're going to use, you can have that picture there. So it's kind of up to you, whatever you want to put in there, but it can be really enticing to people who are interested in the event that you have coming up. So let's talk a little bit about social media for events. And this is something also that's pretty important for getting the word excuse me, for getting the word out. 60% of people will share on social media after they've registered for an event. And the reason is they want their friends to go, or to know that they're going, and maybe their friends will then sign up. 60% is a pretty big number. This is from Social Media for Nonprofits presentation. So social media can really help drive people to attend or register for your event, or even just make a donation if they can't attend the event. Attend the event itself. So social media is going to be a great way for you to spread the word, and of course it's free to set up an account. So if you don't have one for Facebook or Twitter, now is the time to start setting one up. I think most people do. There's a billion Facebook accounts out there. One Facebook share generates $2.52 in future sales and 11 page views. And I think the page views is pretty important. So one Facebook share can get 11 page views, which means more people interested in the event, more people interested in your organization. They'll be taking a look at what you're offering, what's going on for your event, and that can again drive more people to sign up. Not just the money involved, but having more people involved again can get the word out and more people coming to your event or making donations. So using social media will be pretty important for your nonprofit or for any business, really. Um, you can also use other social media platforms. It doesn't have to be Facebook or Twitter. Since there's a billion Facebook accounts, though, I would definitely be using Facebook as a primary way to spread the word. And we actually have a built-in tool. I'm going to go to the next slide here because I'm going to talk a little bit more about social media tips. There's a built-in tool for the events tool that we have, which will add in the tabs area, which is now under your big picture. It's moved on the timeline, but they are bigger images for those tabs than they used to be. And you can add your event on Facebook. It puts the page up with information about your event. So people can actually purchase tickets or make a donation through your Facebook page using this tool. So it's just built into the account. It makes it easy for you to share on Facebook and for other people to be able to share it as well. Any social network that you're using, though, is something that you're going to want to share your event on. Twitter, you can easily use Twitter. There's a short link you can share with people on Twitter so that they can sign up for your event and take a look at your event page. But anything that you're using, when you're having your event, create a hashtag for the event itself and start tweeting in advance so that people know that you have a hashtag and they can use that for your specific event. If you're using Foursquare, create an event check-in and then people can check in. People love to do that. If you have a blog, of course, you're going to want to talk about your event that's coming up on your blog, and there is links that you can add to your blog again for people to be able to sign up through your blog. And then Pinterest is definitely getting a lot of interest these days. There's tons of people using it. There are some nonprofits even using Pinterest. I've seen some great things that nonprofits have pinned on Pinterest. And you could create a board for your event. Have photos that go along with the event. If you're doing a fundraiser, if you're doing maybe you're hosting a holiday party that's also a fundraiser, any kind of images that would go along with that, you can pin that. You can link people to your page from Pinterest so that they can go and sign up for the event itself. So I really think you should start looking at Pinterest and some other social media networks as well. Of course, Facebook, because that's where everybody is. But I think Pinterest might be one of those things that's going to really start taking over. And the nice thing about Pinterest is you can link people to any page that you want to, so they can come right to your event page to sign up and make a donation. You want to post regularly on social media about your event. Anything that's going to pique the interest of the attendees or potential attendees. So if you have a special guest, if there's a band, if you're doing a conference and you have a special keynoter, definitely start talking about that. Tweet about it, put it on Facebook, get people interested in what's going on. Again, if you have sponsors, you can include information about the sponsors for your event. People love to know who's sponsoring events. Also photos, again, on social media, especially on Facebook, you want to include photos. That helps to move your post up in ranking. So include a photo if it's from a past event or similar event. You can have pictures of any special guests that are going to be there, pictures of volunteers, whoever might pique people's interest in your event that's coming up. Post those type of things on Facebook or on Pinterest or even tweet them just to get people more interested in what's going on with your event. So here is an example of an event for a nonprofit. They're having a holiday ball, and you can buy a single ticket. You can have a table of 10, and there's all the information there. in the event. Now, this organization also posted it on their Facebook. So they're using the social events tab that you can easily set up. It's just like 2 or 3 steps to get it set up on your Facebook page. Super easy. And this is what you see. This is actually a screenshot from Facebook. It looks very similar to what we were just looking at. You have your tickets, you have the details. We come back over here. It has the details at the top. It has the tickets. And also you can donate if you want to through here. Just like on the event page, but this is on Facebook, so people never have to leave their Facebook page, and they can still sign up for your event. This is another example of an event, and they have, again, the tickets there. You can attend the event. You can just go to the raffle. You can also see the sponsors. So like I said, if you have sponsors for your event, it shows up on the event page itself, and it shows up on the Facebook page as well, so people can see who your sponsors are. So I'm going to hand this over to Joe, and he is going to do a quick demo of how this all works together.
Perfect. Great. Well, thanks, Jill. I'm going to take you guys through about maybe a 10-minute demo and just kind of show you some of the highlights of the event marketing tool and show you a little bit about how you might create an event and what you're going to see as the administrator or the event organizer. So I imagine most of you are already vertical response customers. If you're not, this is what you see when you log into your vertical response account. And there are two kind of very prominent ways to get to the event marketing tool. There's a menu option right here that says events, and then there's a create an event button right here. So let's say we want to go ahead and create an event or look at an event we've already created. I would just go here and click events. And what that's going to do is it's going to pop another window here and take me to my vertical response event marketing dashboard. Now, if I had previously signed up for vertical marketing events, it would take me straight here to my dashboard. The first time, though, that you go to the event marketing product, it'll ask you a few questions to get you signed up. But once you get through that process, you'll always come here. Now, from your vertical response event marketing dashboard, you're going to see over here on the left, there's a menu. And one of the things on this menu we call merchant settings. So if I click there, one of the things that we're going to need to do is hook up our vertical response event marketing account to a PayPal account if we want to sell tickets. And that's the way when people purchase tickets that the money will get to you, is it'll basically be put into your PayPal account. So it's real simple to connect your PayPal account. You just put in the email address that's associated with your PayPal account, and you click connect. And then from then on, anytime people buy tickets, it'll end up, like I said, in your PayPal account. If you don't have a PayPal account, the good news is it's pretty easy to sign up for one. And actually, PayPal for nonprofits has very low rates. It's about 2.2% plus 30 cents a ticket is what PayPal charges. So that's good that they do that for nonprofits. It's almost a full point lower than they do for business customers. So let's get back to our account dashboard. And again, this is kind of command central for your account. You're going to see all of the events that you are currently running. And in this case, we've got one. We've got a fall gala and auction coming up. And then you'll see, you know, the last 4 or 5 purchases that people have made. Now, let's say I'm having this annual fall gala, and for my purposes of my demo, let's say I'm a horse rescue organization called Greener Pastures. We're going to have this fall gala. So let me click on this event here. And when I click on the event, it'll take me to the dashboard for that event. And I'm going to see some pertinent information about the event. You know, how far away is it? How much money have I made from selling tickets? How many people have donated? How much have I raised so far? How many people are coming? How many of each different type of ticket I've sold, etc. Now let's go ahead and I'll show you how you would actually create that event page. I just come over here and I click on this icon, and this will take me to my actual event page that I can actually edit. And in this case, I've already created the page, but let's say we want to make a few changes to it. So it's real simple. This is what's called a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. And this is the way the page actually looks. And if I want to edit any section of this page, for instance, let's say we had a change of venue or something, we can click on this section and we can come in here and change the location or change the time or make any changes to that section by just changing the information and then clicking save. If we want to upload a logo, we just come here, we click it, we upload a logo. This is the section that most people spend the most time on, which is the ticket section here. And you'll see here we're selling a single ticket. We've got a table of 10. We've got some sponsorship levels. Let's say we want to add a new ticket. Maybe we have a special table of honor that people can buy, or let's say it's for a VIP table of 10. And let's say that for that table we're going to charge $1,500. And let's say that in the description here we'll say, VIP table that includes special wines and limo to the event, et cetera, et cetera. You can put in a description there. We can specify how much of that ticket is deductible. So maybe $1,000 of that ticket is deductible. That's important because when people get their tax letter that's generated from VR event marketing, it'll actually specify how much of their ticket is deductible, which is nice. And in this case, let's say this VIP table of 10, it actually represents 10 attendees. So when somebody buys this ticket, VR event marketing is going to know that this represents 10 actual people. And then maybe there's only one of these, so let's say that we're going to limit only one there as well. So let's go ahead and save this. And what you're going to see in a second is that we're going to have a new ticket listed here for the VIP table of 10. And when I come back and look at my page, you'll see that table there as well, and you'll see that there's only one remaining because there's one available and it hasn't been purchased yet. Now down here, you can actually define a section that says, hey, I can't come, but I'd like to donate. And then you can configure the donation suggestions there that you list as well. You can even say things like, $25 will feed a horse for a week, or $50 will, shoe a horse for 6 weeks, or whatever it is you want to put in there, you can actually specify that as well. Over here on the right, as Jill said, here you can actually add a picture, a slideshow, or even a video, and it's really easy to upload those. And then here you can specify to show a guest list if you want to. If you don't want to show a guest list, that's fine as well. Over here, this is kind of a free-for-all section. If I click on it, you get something that looks like a Microsoft Word editor, and you can do whatever you want in this section here. This is actually a graphic that we pasted in and put in some text. So that's pretty easy to edit that as well. And I think pretty important too is you've got a whole section here where you can highlight sponsors. And sponsors can be different sizes, small, medium, and large. And when you're creating your sponsors, you can create, in this case, we've got one large sponsor so far, which is Wisconsin Credit Union. And then you can add as many sponsors there as you want. And the nice thing is that once you get this page all configured, you're done. Your invitations will grab all of this information. If you put this on your Facebook page, it grabs all this information. You want to put it on your website, it grabs all this information. So you only have to enter any of this information once, and then it can be used everywhere. And I'll show you that in a little bit. The other thing you might want to do is, in this case, right now you see we've got kind of a fall theme going on here because this is a fall gala. We have lots and lots of different templates for you to pick from. This is the one we're using now, but maybe we want to pick something even more a little fall-like. We can pick this guy here. So there's lots of templates for you to pick from, and it's real simple. You pick the template, and it applies it right away. Now we've got pumpkins. So let's go back to our event dashboard. And again, this is kind of, command central for your event, and there's lots of things we can do over here on the left. We looked at the event setup. The event setup is where we were just doing, where you edit your event page. We looked at design themes. That's where you pick your template to apply. Receipt setup is pretty important as well. A lot of people don't even touch this, but this lets you do a couple of things. This lets you actually define the the emails that get sent out to your donors. So when people actually purchase tickets or make a donation, you can configure that email that will go out to people when they purchase those tickets. And it basically says, thanks so much for your purchase. Here's what you purchased, and this is how much is tax deductible, which is nice. The other thing is you can define who gets notified when somebody purchases tickets or makes donations to your event as well. Guest questions is where you can define custom questions that get asked of your guests as they're registering for your event. So what will happen is that as people are purchasing tickets to your event, maybe you want to ask them, do you want fish or chicken, or what's your golf handicap, or what tee time do you want? So there you can actually define those questions that get asked as people are checking out. Also, a lot of times people will make what we call offline purchases. You know, they'll walk into your office and hand you a check and say, hey, this is for 2. So you want to be able to record those in your event tool here as well, so you can enter those by just clicking offline transactions. And then we also make it really simple for you to send invitations. The invitations are obviously all sent out through vertical response, but we make it real simple for you to create an invitation. And as I said before, when I create a new invitation, all I need to do is put in my subject, please come to our event, and then it will actually create the email for you. You literally have to do nothing. It plugs in all of your information about your event, even plugs in your sponsors, or for some reason maybe you don't want to put your sponsors in there, you just turn it off and they disappear. Maybe you don't want to have this event details section, you just turn it off. So we make it real simple for you to create this invitation email, and we make it even simpler for you to address it. What it will do is when you go to address the email, it will actually allow you to select from any of your predefined vertical response mailing lists that you may have set up in the past. Similarly, for reminders, we've set up some pre-canned reminders for you. So if you want to send out, tickets are selling out fast and you want to send that a week before the event, we make it easy to do that and set that up. And then we also make it easy for you to share this event in lots of different ways. Obviously, we'll give you a link to the event. We give you both a shortened link and a longer link. We give you buttons. We give you ways to embed it on your website. And we also, probably most importantly, give you a way to actually embed it on your Facebook page as well. So let me show you real quick, because I think that one's pretty important. As Jill pointed out, more people that see it in Facebook, it's a very simple place for people to go, and if they're already on your Facebook page, they can actually purchase tickets and share it right there. So let me go to my Facebook page. This is the Facebook page for Greener Pastures, and you'll notice here we have something that says Gala, and if I click on that, this will take me to the page where people can actually purchase tickets. And you'll notice here it looks just like it does on the event that we set up. It's got all our tickets. Notice, remember, we added the VIP table of 10. It's automatically there. So again, we make that really simple for you to put right onto your Facebook page. The other thing too that's important is that as people purchase tickets, we keep obviously track of all of that. We make it really simple for you to export this information out to Excel. And then similarly, we make it easy for you to see a list of attendees that are coming to your event. And then we also make it easy for you to export that information out into Excel as well. And the nice thing about that is when you do export it out to Excel, it has all the information, people's first names, last names, email addresses, whether they want fish or chicken. All of that information goes out to that spreadsheet, so that it'll be handy for the event. One last thing I want to show you is what your donors will see as they're purchasing tickets for the event. So let's do that real quick. So what they're going to see is, typically what will happen is they're going to get an email that says, hey, come to our event. They're going to click on the link in the email that says register, and they're going to come to this page. Again, you remember where we set this page up. And then once they get here, they can say, I want a table of 10. They're going to click check out. And one of the things that we do is pretty important, and this is specific for nonprofits, is we always ask, and you can turn this off if you want. Most people leave it on, but we also prompt them to add a donation to their purchase as well. So they can come in here and say, okay, well, I'll also give you $100. And what will happen is when they get to the first step of checking out, you'll see here they have a table of 10, and they've added an additional donation to their purchase. What you'll find is about statistically about 10% of the people will do that, and what you will find is that this is kind of found income for your event. This is something that we do that nobody else does in the event ticket sales arena, as well as handling things like tax deductibility issues, et cetera. So our tool is uniquely suited for nonprofits. We started with a nonprofit customer base, and we have a lot of special little things like that for nonprofits. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Jill, and if there's any questions, we can answer them at the end.
So just a few more things to go over, and then we can start taking any questions that you have. So first of all, this is kind of hard to read because there's a lot going on here, but I think this is really important to notice if you're ready to do your event, or when you go to sit down to do your event, think about how much lead time you need for marketing. And this gives you some ideas on when to start marketing. On the left-hand side, you create your event 2 months ahead, and then you can start looking for sponsors. So you can email your sponsors, call them if that's something that you would do. And then send out an email, save the date. Start tweeting, start posting on Facebook, any other social platforms that you're using, start mentioning it there. A month before your event, you can send out invites, install your Facebook app so people can sign up for your event on Facebook. Do a blog post if you have a blog. Start tweeting more often about your event, as well as posting on Facebook. You can send reminder emails as well. So once you've sent out the initial invite, send out an email or two just reminding the people who haven't signed up yet. And again, continue tweeting, posting on Facebook, sending people to your Pinterest page, whatever you're doing for social media. The important thing as well on this slide on the right-hand side is after your event. Make sure you thank people who attended or people who donated. Publicly posting on Facebook, thanks for everyone who attended our event. It was a great success. And maybe putting up some pictures not only is great for the people who attended, but also for people who might have been interested but weren't able to go for whatever reason. It'll make them much more interested in coming at another date, especially seeing the fun everybody had. So this is just kind of a schedule, and like I said, this is being recorded, so you guys can take a look at this when it's up on our resources page if you want to go through it a little bit more. But it gives you an idea of some of the things to plan out ahead of time before your event comes up. Pricing, I'm sure, was a question. It's free to set up your event account, but in order for your event to be live, you do need to have a subscription. It's one flat rate for setting up your event, and it's just based on the number of events. As a nonprofit, you get a discount because we love nonprofits, and so we give you guys discounts for pretty much everything in our system. So you get a 15% discount. You do need to have the credit card transactions go through PayPal. That's what we have set up right now. So you do need a PayPal account, as Joe mentioned. But the nice thing about having that is the money will go directly to your organization. You don't need to wait for anyone to send you a check or have anything coming through us. It just goes right straight to you guys. So that makes it really easy for you to get to the money that you need. Benefits of using the VR events tool. It makes it a lot easier for you guys to sell more tickets, and it is a pretty easy tool to use. As you saw, Joe set up a bunch of stuff pretty quickly. The template makes it really easy for you to do that, and then it's super easy to share online. Setting up the Facebook tool is just a couple steps, and then people can easily access that on your Facebook page. You can tweet a link and get more people interested in what's going on with your event. And again, any kind of promotion that you're doing online can really reach a bigger audience because people really like to share on social media. You're able to sell more sponsorships. As you can see, there's tons of ways that people can see who your sponsors are, and your sponsors are getting a lot of recognition because people can see that. So it's on the event page. There's a specific area for the sponsors. You saw it on the Facebook page version as well. Your sponsors will be listed there. It can be in the email, so it's really helpful for getting more sponsors because they're going to be out there. You can get more donations, as you saw when Joe was going through the demo. It's really easy to ask for more information from people, but you can also ask for donations as people are checking out, and they can just check a box. Or there's even a section that you guys get on the event page where people say, I can't attend, but I'd like to donate. It's a lot easier for you to get going. Again, we handle a lot of the details for you, and you can just go into your dashboard and see who's been signing up. You just spend a little bit of time setting it up initially and then kind of let it go. So we handle the ticket sales. Everything is done through your account. You can just go and check how many people have signed up, how many tickets are available. And you can eliminate direct mail if you want to. Sending out an email, posting on Facebook, no trees used for those, and that helps reduce the cost for your nonprofit as well. So here's some resources. I'm going to leave this up also while we do Q&A, but our help site has videos and text tutorials on using our event tool. There's lots of information there for you, some screenshots and everything to help you get going. Our blog is a great resource for you. If you've never used it, you should definitely take a look at that. We blog 3 to 4 times a week, and it's about all kinds of things marketing related. So if you're still wondering how to get going on marketing with social media, there's tons of blog posts. There's also blog posts about events and using of our event tool. So definitely go check that out. At the bottom of the page are guides that I mentioned, and that's at our resources page. And I had mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that this webinar is being recorded and it will be up on our resources page. So that's the URL. The easiest way to get there is just to go to verticalresponse.com and click on the tab that says resources. Our guides are there and the recorded webinars are there. They're free. So this one will be up there next week. These guides are up there right now, so it's to kind of help you get going with events. So there's event marketing for your business, as well as Events 101, attending, sponsoring, and hosting events. So there's a couple of different guides there to get you started doing some event marketing. And right in the middle of the slide is Small Business Saturday. This may or may not apply to you. It kind of depends on what you're doing with your organization, but this is something sponsored by American Express. And this is to recognize small businesses. This might be something that works, especially if you're a nonprofit that does sell products, especially this time of year. I know there are some out there that do sell some products, and this is something that you could take advantage of. If you go to that URL there, verticalresponse.com, Small Business Saturday, we have all kinds of information about this particular event and things you can do to drive people to your business on that day. I know not all nonprofits have products that they sell, but I do know that some do. So that might be something that is